Hey, everybody, welcome to this Board Game Life episode number 110, titled The Best of 2025. This is a show about board games, tabletop games, card games, any kind of games that we want to talk about. And I am one of your fine hosts for today. And always, my name is Rob. And then with me, I got another fine host for today and always, my good buddy Mark.
Hey everybody, how you doing? How's it going out there in board game land?
Yeah, can you believe it's already almost the end of 2025? 2026 is almost upon us.
It's insanity.
I know. This year, actually, heck, all of them are going by really, really quick. But, a lot of stuff does happen in a lot of stuff did happen in the 11 months prior to like right now. We had this Board Game Life Con number 2. We had Gen Con 2025. A lot of gaming, a lot of other stuff as well, right?
Yes.
And man,
lots of crowdfunding.
Yeah, lots of
purging.
Yes.
Of some said crowdfunding games.
Yes. I was actually thinking, I think it was this morning, because one thing that I'm going through right now is I'm reorganizing my board games throughout my house. So I'm having a lot of quality time with my games. In particular, all of the odd-sized boxes that don't stack or anything fit nicely into shelves with each other. And one thing I was thinking about was this year, I think I've spent less time in stores than ever. Like my board game stores, I haven't been going to them as much as I have in the past. And most of my acquisitions that I've done have been through crowdfunding. I don't know if that's good or bad. Probably bad.
You spend more doing the crowdfunding, that's for
I know.
Sure. Despite their claims.
Yeah. Oh, man, especially with that shipping. Oh my gosh. Awakened Realms. $45 to ship. It's like if I shipped it. They should have some volume discount. I don't care if the package is 50 pounds anyway. It should be cheaper.
I had a message from one of them the other day. It was Awakened Realms, I'm pretty sure, for Puerto Rico. I think it was their game that they sent a message about some people were getting a shipping notification that it was costing them $999 because they exceeded like the max weight in the pledge manager. So it's like put like $1,000 for shipping. So they had to correct it.
Oh wow.
So I thought that was funny.
And that was all just from all of the add-ons and stuff that they did?
I guess it went over a certain weight and it was maxed out in the system. So it's like you said, it's these games, some of them have a lot of content, and I guess they didn't set their pledge manager up to handle all that weight.
Yeah,
so it like defaulted like $1,000.
Yeah, that's a big change, man. Like, I was going through some of the games that I had when I first got into the hobby. So, man, this is like games that I got 15 years ago, maybe more. And those games were so simple.
Yeah.
Like, as an example, Pompeii, Downfall of Pompeii. That's just a board, a little plastic sheet that's a volcano, and a bunch of tiles. And now some of these games are literally 10 pounds of just minis.
Yes.
And terrain and multiple boards. And where are you going to put all that stuff? It's like here's half of my game in this square, here's half in the other, and then there's a whole nother part of the game that won't fit, so it's on top.
I'll be talking about a game like that today. Fits that description.
Actually, I think I know what you're going to talk about. So let's head over in that direction real quick before Mark tells us We're going to keep you on the edge of your seat wondering what that game is. But before we get on with that, just let you know that we've got a ton of content on our YouTube channel. Why don't you check it out? Subscribe, check out the videos. Yeah, click thumbs up, like, though that's like, subscribe, hit that bell. Isn't that how it goes? So you never miss anything. I used to
Any
like
new
it.
content.
Yeah, I used to like it when they would send you emails. They stopped that a couple of years ago. Like whenever a channel released a new video, it would email me. But
Yeah,
they
now
stopped
I
that.
just get a pop-up on my phone.
Yeah.
I get notifications for all the various channels that I alert to. So
Whole different world now. But
it
anyway,
is.
yeah, our YouTube channel has our podcast, both audio and video versions. Check us out in video if you like, or hey, continue on the MP3 version and get the audio. But it's got both of those up there. Mark's got a ton of unboxings, playthroughs. We got some reviews, and we love putting this content out there for you, and we hope you enjoy it. And yeah, as part of my big reorganization, I know we had talked about this in the past, but I'm going to start doing videos again, and I'm getting that room ready.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. It's been a long time coming, and it's been probably 10 years ish or so since I did the last group of videos, and I really miss struggling with the light problems and the audio problems. Man, I can't wait for that. Hopefully 2025 is a whole new world, and I don't have to deal with that stuff.
You mean 2026?
2026 as well, yeah.
Because 2025 is about over, Rob.
Yep. That is true.
No.
It'll be over in a jiffy. But anyway, so what have you been playing? I'm excited to hear about your massive game.
I've got a lot of stuff played in the last couple of weeks, so I'm really excited to talk about it. I got to play more Spooktacular, and the game is just awesome. I love it. Again, I've talked about this before. To me, it's Root it's a very light, streamlined version of Root with a campy horror theme. So it's from Level 99 Games. It's fantastic. Also got to play some more ISS Vanguard. This is a biggie from Awakened Realms. So again, as Robbie, you mentioned earlier, this takes up a lot of space, and it does fit into one box. But if you have all the boxes, they take up, they fit one calyx. So all three boxes do fit in one calyx. Yeah,
So
I'm looking at it. 1 cube for ISS Vanguard, if you got it all. We did finish up our Pandemic Legacy Season 1 campaign. Awesome game. We're going to be starting. We probably won't get to start. We might be starting it next week, our Season 2. But I think it's going to depend. We'll see. We might have to start in the new year with the holidays and everything. So we might just say we'll bag it till the new year. But Season 1 was awesome.
Let me ask you real quick about that. Do you think, well, I know you're not through Season 2 yet, but do you think that should they make a Season 3? Should they continue?
Well, they made a Season 0 after Season 2, which a lot of people, I guess, say it's the best. And
Really?
It's kind of a prequel prior to the first one is about all I know. But what I've heard is all three are supposed to be fantastic. And they are all different. I do know in Season 2, when we pull the board out, there's just this like small area that's exposed. That's it. Like we start there. So I don't understand. And it takes place after Legacy Season 1. So I think we're going to get a story. My understanding is we'll get a story to kind of connect what we're seeing. And I'm really looking forward to the next story and what happens. And I really loved the first story. It was really, really good. So I honestly believe this was probably the best legacy game that I have played.
Really?
I really enjoyed this the most. And I like Clank Legacy, the first one, a lot. The second one was okay. I liked the Ticket to Ride legacy game. But I think that this one was by far my most favorite. So I'm really looking forward to the next two. So.
Huh.
All right. The next one is the game that I was talking about laughing when you said, no, it's got parts everywhere. It at the moment, because I cut down what I crowdfunded. This was the one that I did it in the middle of the night, and a week later,
delirious.
like, what did I spend $550 on? And I looked, and it was Grimcoven, and like everything this thing came with. Well, I canceled that, but I ended up going back before it ended and like getting just kind of like more of what I really kind of wanted. And it's all in one box. It's one big giant box still from Awakened Realms. But this game, man, it takes up your table. There is stuff everywhere. And it's
bigger than Ark Nova?
Yes, it is a beast to set up. It will take time. Well, pretty much like Vanguard and what's the other one? Dragon Eclipse and Nemesis. All these Awakened Realm games, they all take some time to set up. Grimcoven is right there. You're going to need some time to just get your board scenarios, your character, everything set up and ready to go. But I'll tell you what, I've played it a couple times solo, doing like the tutorial mission, running two characters and starting out by, they tell you kind of what to do, and they have you stack a few cards to set it so that they can kind of teach you a few things. And they go through like the hunter's turns and then the creature's turns. And then it's like, okay, now you can continue if you want. Or, we've taught you kind of the basics. You can go into a scenario or continue this. Well, I've just continued that twice now and have not beaten the tutorial. This game is hard. This is a boss battler. Everything is out to get you. This game is not going to take it easy on you. So I had a couple friends come over. We had three of us, so we had three characters playing the same scenario, up to the amount of minions because we had three hunters instead of two. So we still made it, increase that, but I kept same scenario. But I kind of explained the rules and to my friends, and we didn't go through like the required steps of the tutorial. I'm like, explained it, and we just played it. And we got real close to winning, but we still got defeated in the end. And it's just like, oh, this game is so hard, but it is so, so good. It is so good. I've played other boss battlers, but nothing like this. And Grimcoven is absolutely fantastic. It is a beautiful game to see on the table.
Yeah.
Both of my friends are like, we want to play this again. The bad thing is, it's like it was sitting out on my kitchen table for so long. I'm like, I've got to finally put it away. But I'm afraid it's one of those that there's so much. It's like, will I pull it out again? And these are the people I'm doing the pandemic legacy with. So it might sit there. And I was like, the bad thing is if it sits too long, I'm going to have to relearn this thing all over. And there's a lot going on in this game, but Grimcoven is absolutely fantastic. Super fun, super tense, tough. A lot of options for you as a player to manage dice, manage your abilities, do you upgrade to get more abilities, or do you scrap those to get more dice, which allow you to take more actions in your turn? There's so many variables and things that you are having to manage for your character, that it's a lot, but it is such a rewarding experience. Even though we lost, we absolutely had a blast. It was so much fun. So Grimcoven from Awakened Realms. Then I played another little game. You might have heard of this one, Rob, called Castles of Burgundy. I don't know if you've ever heard of this one, but it's another
in the Gaming
big,
Hall of Fame. That's where I've heard
yeah,
of
it is. Absolutely. And you know what kills me about this game is it's another, I got the special edition, so it's
Right
a
here?
big box. Yep, I got that box. It takes a bit to get everything out. Not as bad as some of these others, but it's one of those games that because of the size of it, that I kind of don't play it very often. But every single time I do, I'm just like, oh, I want to play this more. I want to play it again. I want to, as soon as the game's over, it's like, I want to play another
There's
game of it.
something about it. Yeah.
It is so good. I love Castles of Burgundy. So I was so happy to get it played again. And it was like one of these, like, you know what? I can't pull this out once a year. I got to pull this out 4 times a year. I need to make a habit of bringing this to my game night at least once a quarter and just play it because it's fantastic. Played some more Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Also got to play First in Flight. This is it's a fun deck building rondel style, kind of push your luck with when you've got to take your flights. You're a pioneer from early aviation, and it's a fun game. It really is a really fun game to play. So First in Flight. Then another huge Awakened Realms game, Dragon Eclipse. Another one that's a big giant box. This one is taking I'm taking up 1.5 Calyx cubes right now.
I was thinking this is the one. Yeah.
And of course, there's a crowdfunding going on for the next one. And
this is the
of course,
second add-on, right?
It's not an add-on to this. It is a standalone new campaign, if you will. It's got some new stuff to it, but you can, add it into what you already have. But it is like a new game, essentially. It's basically going to be more content, but you don't necessarily need the original one to buy the new one. I think it's called Grand Festival or something like that. But that's crowdfunding right now. So, of course, I backed that and had to get everything, Dragon Eclipse is a really good 1 or 2 player. It's not a boss battler, but you are doing if you've played Oathsworn, I kind of compare it to that a little bit because you'll kind of go in a town, explore some parts in town, but sometimes you're limited on time, and some certain activities you might do will trigger time. So you might be pushed out of town before you got to explore everything. You're following it. It's a story. It's a campaign. It's not a legacy game, but it is you would have to reset all these cards back into a certain way, basically, if you want to replay the game and rerun through the campaign later. But it is one. It's not a legacy, but it is a campaign. But you are basically going out and doing this exploring part, sometimes in town, then sometimes you're in an arena battle, and it's either you or you have another player it's a cooperative 2-player campaign where you're battling these mislings, and the story tells you why. You're an actual misling tamer, so you're not really killing them even if you win the fight, but you are trying to tame them to get them in on your side so that you can have them for later battles in the campaign. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cards. There's upgrades, kind of like a collectible card game, or like Magic, where you get these packs, booster packs, but it's not something you buy. It's like everything's in the game, and it comes with 10 of these booster packs, and they're all the same cards. Every game has everything you're ever going to need. There's nothing extra to buy, but it gives you that feel of at certain points when you accomplish something, you'll get to open a booster pack, and there's other cards that you will get to add in to make available that you put into your deck. So you're building a deck trying to make your character stronger, and it's got a really unique way of playing cards and how you're moving, or movement and battling, and it's a really great game. It's a lot of fun. I'm not surprised that they've got a second one coming. I was surprised how quickly this one has come out with a new campaign, but it's not going to be here till like 2027. So, which is a bummer, but that gives me plenty of time to get through the first one. So, Dragon Eclipse. Got to play a smaller game called Echoes of Time. I just did an unboxing on it. I did that one. I think that one just came out today, actually, on our YouTube channel.
Posted today.
So I think it was the Echoes of Time. But so if you want to see the unboxing of that, go ahead and check our website. Yeah, that was today. If you want to see what that is, but it's a neat little game. It's a smaller game, and you are kind of managing time. You have a timeline. Everyone has this time, and it's a board with these tiles that shift as time moves on, and you're taking cards, playing cards out of your hand at this timeline, eventually trying to get them to drop off the timeline, which represents like current time. Then those cards get played up to the top above your timeline, and you're putting things out, and that's what's going to give you, like, get your engine going, get you powers. And there's these cards that sit out in the middle. I forgot what they call them, but you're trying to basically take control of, I think it's called a source. You're trying to take control of that source. And you can, once you get enough people or enough value of cards out there, then you can take some of those cards and claim a source, but you don't control it. It can be taken from you unless you have a certain number of cards or points that are allocated to it. And it says on the card what's required. So you're trying to get these things. They give you different abilities, and it's a really fun game. It plays in less than an hour, and it's really good. I think it's a Simon Luciani game. I really enjoyed it. My friend Eva showed it to me. We played a couple rounds. I ended up buying it. I really like it. Next, I did get to play some more Brink. I won't go into that. I've talked about this a couple of times. Fantastic game from Ivy Studios. I played some more of The Gang. This is the cooperative poker game. I played... so I played Speakeasy, Rob.
So I'm curious about this one.
So this is a Vital Lacerda game, and I have only played one other game of his, and that was Kanban EV. Yeah,
so also a big one.
Yes, and I played it 2 or 3 times, I think, and I'm not a fan of it.
Didn't you also play Vinos?
No.
Oh, you played Viticulture then, right?
I played Viticulture.
Okay.
So Speakeasy this was one I was considering backing during the campaign, but I know that this is a heavy, heavy game, and it's kind of out of my wheelhouse, so I didn't. But it's something that the theme of the game has stuck with me. And it's like, I think I might be able to get into it because of this 1920s, 1930s prohibition in the U.S. with the mobs in New York. And it just sounded like the theme sounded really cool. And so a friend of mine's got the game. We got to play it here recently. And I need to play the game again, and I want to play it again.
I'm glad you're open to that, because I think his games, a lot of them, especially like the recent ones, there's so much. They're overwhelming.
They are. And
or go to try this one, Vinos.
Okay.
This is an oldie but a goodie.
I can try it in February.
Yes. Oh, exactly. Yeah. This is one of his, actually, I think what's CO2, his first big game, and then I think Vinos came out, or the other way around, or something like that. But this is one of his early games.
Yeah.
Not the big productions like Kanban and Speakeasy. There's House of Fado. That's what I'll call a smaller game.
Well, Speakeasy takes up a ton of space.
Yeah.
We were on a very large table, and we're still cramped for space.
You were on a basketball court floor, and you still needed, yeah.
But it is there's a lot happening in this game, and it was a little tough to get into, but I found it easier to get into than I did Kanban EV. Kanban I couldn't wrap my head around that one. I was struggling with that game. This one made more sense to me, but it was still tough. And you got the cops and the mobs are coming every round, they're coming in, and you've got to try to, you're trying to make deliveries, or you're trying to maybe steal rum off the boats, or you're trying to get your family members out there to protect your stuff, your speakeasies, and then you're trying to build nightclubs and hotels, and it's just like there's so many things going on, and it's like you can't do it all, which I think is what's intended. But you can get wiped out by the mob really easy. We had one of our players basically just got wiped out in one round, and it was just like, what? Like I thought I was going to be safe from, just there's so many things happening. But it was one of those that I'm like, okay, this made sense to me. I feel it is a mean game, but it makes sense. I mean, the meanness fits. It's the mob, for crying out loud. So I'm like, it fits. It's just like my plunder game, the pirate game. I don't necessarily want to attack people, but I'm a pirate. We got to attack each other. We got to, yeah, exactly. So Speakeasy, if you don't like mean games, I would stay away from Speakeasy. It is probably not the hardest Lacerda game to pick up, but there's a lot going on. And I know I needed someone who had read the book, played through it a couple of times to try to learn all the different things. That made it a lot easier for me to learn this game. And I still, when we play it again, it's going to be like, okay, how are we doing this again? But Speakeasy was something that the first Lacerda game that it's only the second game of his I played, but I want to play it again.
427.
Yes.
On the weight.
Yes, it is. It's not easy. It may have speakeasies, but it's not easy to learn.
It's not easy being cheesy.
So
actually, I wonder how that compares to Kanban. Kanban EV is a 430.
And 430, and what was speakeasy? 437? 427. So there, it is easier than that. Not much. I personally found it to be, I thought it was easier than Kanban. But again, it might have just helped with the theme. Maybe the theme just made sense, or just the way the game mechanics played were easier. Or it could just be the fact that I've been in the hobby now longer than I was when I played Kanban. So going back to Kanban now might be a little easier for me to understand or to pick, to get back into. But
Kanban EV on BGG is ranked 48. That's pretty high.
Yeah. But not something I care to have. So
yeah.
All right. So that was Speakeasy. Check it out if you get a chance, especially if you like Vital Lacerda games. Definitely you're going to want to check out Speakeasy. All right. I also got to play Cosmic Encounter. It's a game that's been around forever. It's the first time I've ever played it. And my first experience was not good.
Okay.
Simply because it wasn't taught.
Oh.
I'll put it that way. Yeah. I think it's something that I would enjoy.
Kind of like that.
It was, it just was, there were several of us that had never played. And the person who brought it was just like, all right, here we go. Pick your alien and let's go. And it's like, well, how do we play? Well, you try to do this. It's like, and then they just started. And it's like, so when it gets to my turn, I'm like, dude, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. And I kept saying, you didn't teach the game. So it had to be taught. And a couple of us just kind of whatever, just kind of gave up because the person didn't want to explain the game. And so we basically tried to throw the game because we just wanted it to end. So it's like, let's get this guy to win so we can be done.
Yeah. And there's all the different factions in there, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever they call them. And so it's like, you can't just do that.
Yeah, it just should have. If we would have had just taken 5 minutes to explain things in a logical way, it would have been a much better encounter. See what I did there?
Yes.
I see,
Played.
I see potential. I think I see why this game's been around so much and why it's really enjoyed by people. I will play it again, but I think I'll have a better time next time. So,
Okay.
all right. Next, I got to play Lightning Train. Finally got to play this, and then we didn't get to play it all. We got the place closed up, so we didn't get a complete game in, but we got quite a bit in, and it was really fun. Everybody that played, it's like, we want to play this again. So this is going to be another one I take here back to game night really quick. And that's Lightning Train. And this is the guy that I think did, is it Paul Denon? Who did Lightning Train? And I think it's him. Whoops. And he is known for, is that who it was? Yes, Paul Denon. So if you are familiar with games like Dune Imperium and Clank Catacombs, and I think there was something else. Was it Descent that he did? Oh man, there's so many Clanks I got to scroll past. And but anyways, that's kind of the Clank and Dune, I guess. I think that's it. Oh, Eternal Chronicles of Throne. Yeah. And Wild Child West. I never played that one, but he did that too. So, which I know was a popular game. I think Gen Con 2024, I believe, was a big hot one. It was hard to get. So, but yeah, that's Lightning Train. Really fun game. Trying to get this wrapped up here quicker. Sorry. Played 20 Strong Tanglewoods Red. I played about half a game and then my power went out.
Well, it's a good thing you don't need power for a board game.
Well, lights. I needed lights. It was pitch black because it was late at night, and I just chose to go to bed. It was late, and I was like, okay. But so I did play that. That's interesting how that game plays compared to the others. Again, we've talked about talked about the 20 strong system and how Red plays different than any of the others that I've played prior to it. So I like that. There's like the bones of it are there, but it plays differently. So I think it's a really neat idea what they've done so far, and it's holding up. And then the last thing I played, Ark Nova, another table hog, another awesome game. Absolutely love Ark Nova. And I finally pulled a win out.
Nice.
It's my first win. And let me tell you, it was a decisive win.
Oh, even better.
It was, without a doubt, very decisive. So things just went my way for once in that game. And I've played it enough times now. It's like I'm starting to figure it out. I'm starting to kind of understand. And I just kind of went with something and it just worked for me. And I just had a great time. And even before all the times I've lost, I still absolutely love Ark Nova. It is a fantastic game. So definitely something I will get out and play a couple more times in 2026 as well. So,
awesome.
That's it. That's all.
All right. There's a couple ways you can contact us here at the show. Of course, on YouTube, there's comments that you can leave on all of our videos. We'd love to hear, just what you think and your comments and all that good stuff. And then you can also email us at contact@thisboardgamelife. And real quick with the news, there's only one thing that we had for today, and that's with Dorfromantik. I saw that there is a new version called Light Luggage. So this is the Spiel des Jahres winner from 2 years ago, I think, maybe 2 years ago, 2023. And this is a release that looks like it is already out. I haven't seen it personally, any listed anywhere on the online stores or the board game stores, but it's a tiny version. It's a compact version of Dorfromantik. So it clocks in at 5 inches by 2 inches by 7 inches. So think 5 by 7 photo, right?
Wow, that's small.
And 2 inches thick versus, here's the original one. So that's Ticket to Ride size box. And it's a 1.06 pound version in a magnetic box. I think that means the side probably,
Probably
shut probably. And it's made to be as an introduction or on-the-go version, and includes a new standalone campaign. So 1 to 4 players, 14 and up, plays in 20 to 40 minutes at a mere $25, which is kind of a deal nowadays.
Yeah.
Compared to what most games cost, which is kind of silly to think. But hey, that's how things are. And so that's it. That's it.
All right.
For the news. I need my water. Getting a little
verklempt. Do we got to talk amongst ourselves?
Yes.
There, we both wet our whistle.
Yeah, I was about to start having a coughing fit for some reason. But yeah, so the title of the show is Best of 2025. So we'll go through the games that we think are deserving of praise for 2025. And I know, Mark, you have a bunch of honorable mentions. Did you want to go through those real quick?
Sure. So I won't talk about these. I'm just going to share the names, I think.
Yeah, you can just briefly say something. We don't have to go into detail.
Actually, I don't want to spend, because we got a lot of stuff to cover. So,
yeah,
but
and you know what? All these games, we've talked about them on the show before, and
right.
So there's no point in going on and on about them this time.
So again, these are some of my honorable mentions. They didn't make my top 10, but if we did a top 10 hard games, top 10 medium, top 10 card, top 10 part, things like that, if we did those, these would all make these lists. So first of all, Speakeasies, I just mentioned. Only one play, but it was one of those that made me want to play it again. So, it's not I can't put it in the top 10, but it gets a mention because it was a heavy game that I'm like, hey, I want to try again.
So it had the SETI effect almost. Didn't you kind of go through the same thing with SETI?
Well, the first time I played SETI, I was like, this is too heavy. I don't want to play this. And then a year later, I was like, I really dug the theme. And I need to dig into harder games and heavier weight games. And now SETI is like my favorites. But other one I mentioned just a minute ago, Echoes of Time. I like this. It's on here because it's doing something new for me that I've not seen in another game. This type of game mechanics might exist, but it was something that I felt was new, a new style of gameplay. Offered something in a nice package that was quality without buying up the deluxe. It's a quality package, double layer player boards, in the retail game, and really nice components overall. And it was a fun playing game and easy to pick up and a good to play. I think is it 5 players? I think it's sitting right. No, maybe I did shelve it. But anyways, it's at least 4, maybe. I think it might be 5-player game. Also, Silos. This is a Reiner Knizia reprint game that came out with Orbit and Echo. There was 3 of them. I picked up the Silos game, and I really enjoyed this. It takes place like in the 1950s. You are like an area control, but there's they're abducting cows, and the UFO comes through and abducting people and abducting cows, and it's just a really fun little game that I really enjoyed. Also, the Peak Team. This is from Scott Olms in Madigo. This was a cooperative card game where you're rangers out on these mountains and then, like, in this park area, and you're trying to get certain objectives met, but you are relying on cards that your players give you. Like, you get cards and then you split them and then you hand them to other people to the left and right of you. So, and then, like, the bonuses that you have are for other people to use. You can't use your own. So you are having to work together and talk amongst yourselves, trying to, figure out how we're going to get all these goals and things done that we need to, relying on each other. Grand Central Skyport, I really enjoyed this game. It's probably an honorable mention because I only got to play it once, and I really think if I got to play this again, it might have been in the top 10. I really dug this game. It's from 25th Century Games, and it's just I like rondel style games. This is a rondel game that you can move, up to certain points. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on cards you play, things like that. But, there's all these different things going on, and you're trying to move cards in your Skyport and get things teamed up and matched up a certain way. And it's a lot of fun. It's a pretty simple game to pick up. Unstoppable, I think this is Scott Alms again. It's a solo player game, and I better double check that. I'm pretty sure that's him. But this is a solo player game, and it's the one that introduces a multiple player. Sorry, this is John D. Clare. Glad I looked it up.
Mr.
John D. Clare. Yeah. So again, Unstoppable. You have upgradable cards, and you're fighting these enemies. It can get upgrades as you're upgrading stuff, and it is such a cool game. The mechanics of getting upgrades and all these different things, I really love Unstoppable. It's a fantastic game. And then my last honorable mention is Moon Colony Bloodbath. This one I really liked it when I first played it, but the reason it didn't make the top 10 was after playing it a couple times, I just felt every time you play it, you're going through the same event deck, and it's kind of like the same thing over and over. Granted, how you play and the moves you're going to take and the buildings you're going to construct are always different, but I kind of felt like you're always doing the same events. You always know the first card's going to come up is this, the second one's going to be this, because they never change. So that's what kind of kicked it out of the top 10 for me, was that it felt like you feel when you play it again, you're playing the same game. So I had to kind of dock it, but it's a very fun game, and you basically are trying to, stay alive while everyone else, everyone on the moon is going to die. You're just trying to, hopefully one of the other players loses all their players first and you have the most people left alive. So it's kind of funny that way, campy, and it is fun to play. So those are my honorable mentions.
I would not be surprised if there's expansions for that, because Donald X Vaccarino is like 12 expansions into Dominion, and there's been a couple for what's that other one? I don't remember.
I think that would help.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a fantastic game, but you're basically playing the story of, I think it's 12 cards, and you have to get through all of them and survive, or if someone dies off before then the game ends. But it's the same events, they're in a certain order, 1 through 12, I think it is. And you play them in that order. So it's like, if you play it enough times, exactly what the next event is going to happen, pretty much. So that's the thing that I was just like, nah, So, but still fun game.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move into our top best of 2025. And I'm going to caveat this because I know Rob's not, but our listeners are smart, Rob, and they're going to call you on this. So Rob's saying these are the best games he played in 2025. My list is games that came out in 2025 that I did actually play. So, but
it's getting me in a technicality. That's...
You can't say best of 25 when a game was came out 24. I'm just saying the comments are going to roll in.
No,
so we got to caveat this.
There's some games that came out and they're not generally available
True.
until months later. So
True.
these are all ones that I wasn't even able to get until 2025.
True.
So get off my back about it. There you go.
All right, I'm off your back. So I've got more than you. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, why don't
my...
you go through a couple and then we'll even it out. So go through your first 4.
Okay, so starting at number 10, you might be surprised by this because this is a huge favorite franchise of mine. And this is probably my favorite in the franchise, and I'm going to probably regret putting it at number 10. But the reason this is at 10 is because it is the third in the franchise, and even though I think it's probably the best one, it is not necessarily something new, where everything above this is something new. So that's Nemesis Retaliation. It hurts me to put it at 10. It really does. But again, I was like, all these other games, there's something new, a new type of gameplay, something new. For Nemesis Retaliation, even though it changed the way the game plays, it's still very similar because I played the first 2. This does not knock this game. It's just simply there because of the familiarity that I had. Had I not played any Nemesis games, this probably would be number 1. If I didn't have any Nemesis knowledge prior to this, it is that good. But it's just simply, for me, it's improved. It's the best of the 3.
Is this the one that's like aliens, plural?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot of baddies in this, and it is heart pounding. It's intense, a lot more than like the first game is. There can be multiple aliens on the board, but this one you could have like 6 in the corridor that you need to get through, and they're coming at you, and you might have 2, 3 in the room you're in, and it's just they just spawn in waves, and so it's much more of like Aliens the movie, where Nemesis, the original Nemesis, was like Alien the movie. So
and
we played definitely
the original in February, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
Gotcha.
So that's my number 10. Number 9 is Roth. This is an area control game. This is by, I think it's Manny Tremblay. I know he did the artwork, but it's also from Chip Theory. Double checking my notes. Yeah, Chip Theory game. Yes, designed and art by Manny Tremblay, and it is a Chip Theory game. So, area control. This is that game. It's just bright colors, really bright colors. Everything is just like neon, but it's a really fun little area control game where you're putting your armies out and you've got some cards and everybody's got, it's asymmetrical. So everyone's got different abilities and you're playing your people out and trying to control certain areas and things like that. And I really like it. This is Roth. Next up is at number 8 is Zenith. And this game I've only got to play this once, but absolutely fell in love with it. It says it's a 2 to 4 player game, but it's really just a 2-player game. It is one side versus the other. So they say it's a 4 that you can basically have 2 people controlling a side, but I don't think I just don't think that would work very well. But you are basically got these kind of planets in the middle of the board, and you're trying to pull them over to your side to get them off the board to collect them. And then, like, when you have certain numbers and types of planets, that will trigger endgame. There is extra ways, like you're going to have these cards played out that are going to give you abilities or different actions. There's also like another board off the side that you can get these bonus actions and stuff. So there's another like board you can kind of move up. And then there's like, I can't remember what it was called, but there's like you can get this token, which gives you more cards that you can have in your hand. But that can be taken away by the other player. They can play things to take that from you. And it's just a really neat back and forth game that plays relatively like in about 30 minutes. And this is designed by Gregory Gerard and Matteo Rosell, and this is from Playpunk. And it's one that I don't like hear enough about this game. I feel like this one kind of never really rose to. I don't see it in the news. I don't see people talking about it. And I'm like, this is such a great game. This is fantastic, and I wish it would get more love than what it has seen. But Zenith is my number 8 for the year. All right, number 7 for me is going to be another game from IB Studios, and this is Tend. This is a huge roll and flip and scratch and and write. it's all those things. I kind of compare it to Hadrian's Wall, but instead of the 2 sheets of paper, you're using the resources and things and marking things off. You're going to have 2 sheets of paper. Then you're going to have you're going to have some fishing cards. You're going to have a scratch off card to let you mine and chop in the forest. There's rolling of dice that can be equal either food or animals that you will tend in your garden space. You're trying to get goods to ship them off to the Zenith Corp. It's just there's things to share with your neighbors, and there's a display of cards out in the front, and there's like 5 cards, and those are the actions that everybody at the table is going to be taking, and you're playing this simultaneous, which is one of the best things about it. I really like that. Just like with a Hadrian's Wall, we're all playing at the same time. But this one does have player interaction, because you can be sending stuff to someone else and gaining points. And then because of that neighbor action, if your neighbor's sending stuff to you and you're not sending to them, they're going to get points. So you kind of want to try to give them more stuff than they're giving you. So it entices you to share to your neighbor. But Tend is a really fun game. There's a lot to it. There's a lot going on. It can be a little difficult to probably learn and take, but once you kind of go through maybe 2 rounds of this, I think it's pretty straightforward and people start to figure it out. But it's a really good game, and it plays up to 6 people for just the base game. If you have the deluxe copy, or you can play up to like 12, but the game does list at 1 to 6, so plays about an hour and a half, and it's a really fun, good looking game. So, all right, that was my number 7. So I will throw it over to Rob for his number 6.
So my number 6 is Castle Combo. So this is a game, I think it's done by the same guys that did Zenith. Pretty sure that's the case, yeah. And this is a little, I'll call it a lightweight-ish card game where you play cards down in a little tableau, 3x3 tableau in front of you, and then the cards interact with each other depending on where they are in the grid, right? Vertically or horizontally and such. And it sort of reminds me of a little bit of a different take on the cards that you had, and there's this game called Targi, where it was sort of similar, but although you were working more from the outside of a grid instead of inside. But anyway, I really like these style of card games. This is a really light game. Enjoyed this one a whole lot. That's my number 6, Castle Combo.
All right. My number 6, you heard me talk about this game before. You've heard me rave about this game before. This is The Last Command from Ty McDonald and Sentient Games LLC. This is a dual deck building game for 2 players. It plays 1 to 2, but I want to play it with 2 players. So think of, like I said, Star Realms, but on crack. Like there's got 2 decks of cards that you're building. There's like a crew deck, and then there's like another one. It's like a command deck or like an engineering type of deck where it's spots on your ship, and you're playing cards to these things and then you're adding crew into certain areas, and you're attacking the other ship, and it's just a really fantastic, fun game to play. So if you like 2-player Star Realms, check out The Last Command. It is fantastic, and I really believe you'll like it even better because it gives you more things to do in your play.
All right. My number 5 is Flip 7. So I don't know. I don't think that this game needs much of a description. It's a fantastic little card game that's available like everywhere. I even saw it over at, I think it was Target or Walmart.
I know Walmart has them because I bought one just yesterday to donate along with a bunch of other stuff, but for like a toy drive.
Oh, nice.
I saw Flip 7. I said, yep, I'll put that in there too.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of other board games for kids, but
nice.
That was one.
Hopefully they don't wind up over at Goodwill.
No, it's for a toy drive. I think they'll. So
unopened at Goodwill.
Yeah, you never know.
Yes. But it's a fantastic press your luck card game. So easy to teach, so fun to play. It was when we played it over at our con this year. It was like on the last day. Actually, wasn't it right before we went to the airport? I think we played it, and it was a lot of fun. Highly recommended. There's a new Grinch version that's out now for the holidays. Because hey, once you get something like this, you have to, get all sorts of IP and get all sorts of different versions to make it mass marketable. And this was also one of the big gaming fails that I had this year. I don't know if I told you, I actually brought this over by my family when I visited them in the city, and I was trying to get them to play it, and I have never seen people be more resistant to even look at anything. And it was really disappointing. It's like, don't even want to give it a chance.
It's the game that can get non-gamers to play. I mean, it's so easy.
I had 2 people walk out of the room, actually.
Well, now you got the Grinch version, so you can now see if that changes things.
Yeah, we'll see. So, my number 5 is Flip 7. Wonderful game.
All right, my number 5 is Lightning Drain. This is from Direwolf and Paul Denon. So I already talked about this, but I will say the reason and I know I've only played it once and I didn't get a full playthrough, but the reason it made my list is because I really do enjoy, and my family likes Ticket to Ride. I know, it's an easy game. It's like Monopoly, but my family likes it. We play it a lot. This is, to me, I feel like this is for people that are like, oh, I love the train game, right? They like Ticket to Ride. This, to me, allows them to, you can say, hey, I got this new train game, right? And it gives bag building. It turns this bag building, but they still have the trains and the lines. You're still deploying them, very different, but it still has some familiarity, which someone that's new into the hobby might be comfortable with that, and add some different things and different concepts to it. So to me, it's like the next step over that gateway game, and it is really fun. So, and it's not hard to learn. So that's Lightning Train, my number 5.
Okay, my number 4 is Point Galaxy. So this is the game that came out this year. It's kind of like the sequel to Point Salad that came out a couple of years back. And it's basically Point Salad with, let's say, a little bit more of an interesting theme to it, where instead of, dealing with onions and all that other tasty stuff, you're dealing with planets and meteors or whatever. But fantastic game. I really enjoyed this. It's Point Galaxy, my number 5.
All right. My number 4 is Dragon Eclipse. Again, I talked about this a little earlier, so I'll be brief. But what I really enjoy about this, outside of the setup, this was probably one of the worst ones to when you first open, in getting all the cards in the proper order. There's it's one of those that has about an hour worth of setup before you can even begin to play your first game. So that is the downside of it. But once everything's organized, it's very easy to find thereafter, and it's all in its place. But this has just been so fun to fight and play these mislings. I'm going through in co-op with a friend of mine. We're really enjoying exploring, listening to the story. The story's been really good. There's a free app that you can download, and you just tell it which entry to read, and it does it. And it's been more enjoyable than reading out the logs ourselves. And it's been fun to go into this world and kind of see what's happening, and getting to when you go into a battle against these other mislings, you're trying to tame them if you can, and then get them. Once you tame them, then they're yours. Then they become available for you to use in a future battle, which gives you different options, because these mislings are kind of based on their elemental creatures. So there's different elements, and you want to catch them so that you can use them. And it's really fun. It's a really, really fun game. So my number 4, Dragon Eclipse.
My number 3 is Xylotar. This is a trick-taking game with unusually shaped cards. So instead of having a normal size, like Magic or poker style card, they're a little narrower than normal. It's a fun little trick-taking game. I don't know. There's something about card games for me this past year that I've really been loving them. So that is my number 3, Xylotar.
My number 3, my last 3 I've already mentioned today, but big surprise. Spooktacular from Level 99 Games and designed by D. Brad Talton Jr. This is you become the monsters, and you're come out of the screen, and you're at this film festival that's running all these spooky movies, and all the screens, all the monsters pop out and start chasing around people. And there's 20 characters that you can play as in this game out of the box. You open this box and there's 20 different characters to play. And so when you've got a game of, you got 4 or 5 people sitting there playing this, it plays up to 5. Everyone's playing a different creature. Everyone's playing different. And so it's just fun the way that everything interacts together. And this is just kind of good campy fun. I really enjoy this game. And knowing that it's level 99, I will be surprised if they don't release more creatures as expansions. There's a million different bullet heart characters. They sell a lot of expansions for that with just characters. So this fits that. I see they can do more. I hope they do. But there's a ton out of the box. So there's so many, you won't need to buy extras if they put them out. But I'm all on board if they do. It's a super fun game. And that's Spooktacular, my number 3.
My number 2 is a game that you introduced me to, Mark, over at Gen Con. And it is Force Shuffle Dartmoor. Now, I'm a huge fan of Lookout games, or Lookout Spiel, or whatever you want to call them. They were almost, or pretty much for a long time, they were like an insta-buy publisher where I bought everything that they came out with. And they made some fantastic Euro games. And when they came out with Forest Shuffle, I was like, what is this? I had no interest in it. And I totally passed on it. It's the first game. I've got everything Lookout except Forest Shuffle. And then, you picked up Forest Shuffle Dartmoor over at Gen Con, and we played it. and I'm like, man, I missed out. This game is really good, and I picked it up shortly thereafter. I still don't have the original. I don't. I'm going to hold off because I want to keep my game collection a little smaller. I don't necessarily need the whole series, but
You don't.
yeah, because I think you had even mentioned that Dartmoor is just basically like a new biome, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same game, just new terrain, new vegetation, new animal species that align with that biome. But it's a fun card game, and I really enjoyed it a whole lot. So it actually made my number 2 that I've played
Wow.
last year or this year, and I like it a whole lot. Forest Shuffle, Dartmoor.
That's awesome. It's a game I taught you.
Yes.
And it's your number 2. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I think I can gain credit for your number 1 as well, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
So my number 2 is I've talked a lot and I've glowed about this the last few weeks. That's Brink from IV Studios, designed by Max Anderson, Zach Dixon, and Austin Harrison. The tagline is explore space, trade with rivals, bring prestige to your faction. This game, you've got trading, voting, worker placement, different worker types. There's space exploration. It's a gorgeous looking game, and there's so many things going on. And it's this game, every time I've played it, it's, I think, so well done that like everyone, by the end of the game, everyone is in the running to win. It just seems that everyone's kind of stays pretty tightly grouped together. Some people make a little bit of distance, but I feel like you're never out until the game is actually over. And it's just all the different options and the ways to play, whether you're upgrading a ship to get more power in a region or to get more resources, and then what you do with those resources. Sometimes you're forced to trade. You have the ability to trade stuff. If you're looking for different resources, you can try to trade with the others at the table. There's just so many different options, and you got to be careful with what you spend, because your resources are what you're going to use for the voting at the end of each round. And if you have a lot of power in an area, then you're going to need those resources to also put a bunch of votes for that area to, win and get victory points. So you are managing so many different things, and it's just a fantastic, fantastic game. I absolutely love Brink, and that's why it's my number 2.
All right. And my number 1 was a surprising one for me, because I did not expect this to ever be number 1 in my list, and that is Panda Spin, which is another fantastic little card game with amazing art. Love the art on it.
Yes.
It's so well produced, and it's by one of my favorite designers, which Mark is also a huge fan of.
Oh, you know it.
I say that extremely sarcastically, because it's designed by Carl Chuddick, which I torture Mark with all the time, because I've got so many of his games. And you know what? So as I mentioned, I'm going through and I'm redoing all of this and all of my games. I've got piles everywhere. I found 2 games that are board games that I totally forgot about, that he made. One is Aegean Sea and Blood of the Northmen, that I have yet to play. And there's actually board games that I can torture you with instead of just card games. You're like, you can't wait.
I
Oh,
don't feel
you're
so
getting
well.
sick. You're getting
Oh,
sick. You can't
I
make.
feel
You
like I'm
can't make
coming
the
down
trip
with
in
something.
February. Okay, you got 2 months to get healthy, my friend. 2
It's
months.
called long COVID. It's long COVID. I don't feel well.
Yes. Start taking some vitamin C. Take some airborne
You're
or whatever.
I'll tell you what, I'll agree to it under one condition.
I'm teasing. I'm just teasing.
You take me to Portillo's.
Dude, Portillo's is half a mile away. We can do that.
All right.
Once. A day.
A day.
I do it. Once or more. Anyway, yeah, Panda Spin, fantastic little game. It defies some of the rules of typical games, which I think is what's been throwing you, right, of those like what do they call them? Trick-taking games? Is that what it falls under?
Card shedding, right?
Yeah, that's right. So what was that one game that you thought it was similar to? Scout. Yeah, so it defies the rules of Scout a little bit, which is good because otherwise it would be Scout with Panda theme.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a fun game, and it actually has an interesting amount of strategy where you can manipulate the other person into doing things, which I take great pleasure in doing. Like, yeah, because you can like totally hose the other person for a whole round, and it's so satisfying. But it's such a fun little game, accessible, easy to play. A little weird to get used to at first, but whole lot of fun. My number one for this year is Panda Spin.
All right. Well, that leads me to my number one. And again, I've mentioned this already. And this is Grimcoven, designed by Christoph Belzik and published by Awakened Realms. It's a way to 331. And yes, it is. That's for sure. 1 to 4 players, 90 to 270 minutes is the playing time.
Yowza.
So it the first 90 minutes is probably just setting up. This game is it is so fun. It is complicated. It is hard, but it's like you want it to be. Like this is one of those, it's like because of the fact that it's difficult makes you want to come back. You're like, I'm gonna get this guy. You want to come back and defeat the undead general who destroyed us. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna take him out. In this game, not only we're playing undead general, we're fighting him, but we're fighting the easiest version of him. He has 5 different variants of this boss. And there's a bunch of bosses that also have 5 variations of each of them. So, they get harder. So we're just trying to beat the easy guy. And again, we're learning the mechanics. We're learning how things go. We had our first run through and we almost got him. So I have no doubt we'll take him out now that the other people that we're playing have had a chance to go through it and understand, okay, how things are moving and what we're doing. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's engaging. It is, you don't have a story per se. There's like a prologue and a epilogue that you'll read before and after, but they're short, just kind of wraps a little story around the boss, but there's nothing in between. It is just fighting. That's what you're doing. You are moving, you are fighting, you are trying to power up. And the thing about this, what's really cool about this game is on the board, there are places that have these little, what they call lament. And there's these little red tokens. So you pick them up when you end your turn on a spot that has it, you get to pick this up and put it on your board. After the hunters are done and the enemy phase is done, you go through this phase where you're upgrading and you're spending your lament. And lament can be used in several different ways, but this is one way to upgrade your character. And the cool thing about the characters is if you get to level 15, you flip your character board over, you become corrupted, and you are more powerful, but now you have basically, because as you're leveling up, you're getting more and more corruption is what's happening to you. So in between every round, if you could end up, everyone will take corruption cards, and there's things like if you have hunger, you might attack your fellow hunters. If you are corrupted a certain amount, you're going to start attacking your fellow hunters in between rounds, because this lament is like starting to control you, and that's what all the enemies you're fighting have been taken over by this lament in the land. And so you want to level up to get your kind of alter ego to be super powerful, but at the same time, you're kind of on the border there of going crazy, and now you got to be careful because you might be attacking your fellow players in between rounds. And there's so much cool stuff in the game. I absolutely love Grimcoven, and it's like I kind of wish I had just kept the all-in on this one and gotten the full-on package, but what I have is good. There's a lot here that I probably won't even get through, but Grimcoven, if I do see some of the expansion material in the store eventually, I will definitely be grabbing it. But this is a fantastic game. I absolutely love it. Awakened Realms has knocked another one out of the park. And Grimcoven, my number one for the year.
That's an interesting little evolution from a game that you backed in a delirium in the middle of the night and then backed out of it and then went back into it, and then it's your number one.
Yes.
That is pretty cool.
It is so good.
Yeah. And you know what? It's, there's a lot of people that kind of, there's popular games that everybody says are like number one. And I like that this is one off the beaten path that is number one, and it looks pretty cool on the table.
Yes, dark. It does.
Very dark.
It is. It's dark. It's hard. It's difficult. It is absolutely a ton of fun.
And it's not Lovecraft.
No, it's not.
Thank goodness.
And I think last year there was a game came out called Primal: The Awakening, I think, which was like a very popular boss battler. But I think in that one, like the boss doesn't move. In this one, you are in an arena map, and the boss spawns. The scenarios tell you where to put him, which tiles. So the part of the setup takes so long is there's a bunch of tiles. There's like single, double, triple, quad, and 5 or 6 size hex tiles, right? And you're putting certain things out on certain sides. Some might be a cursed river or a forest terrain or whatever. There's fog. There's things that break line of sight, things that are impassable. So you're setting up the scenario with these tiles. Then you're putting out certain types of minions, and then you're putting out the certain boss, and you've got to set up all their attack strategies and things. And and they're moving. They're all going to move. And with the boss, at least well, with all the minions and the elites, there's elites that come out, and there's the boss. You're going to know ahead of time what they're going to do on their turn. And you do have the ability, your team, to kind of take out their focus move by doing so much damage to their this turn attack card. But the problem is like, it's all kind of like 20 strong, I guess, or a game where you're rolling dice. Everyone rolls the dice they have at the start of the round, and whatever faces up, that's what you have to use. And the dice have different faces on them. So you're trying to use what you've rolled. There is a way to get a token that allows you to re-roll what you want. But yeah, you're trying to use those dice, and there's different colored dice, and they have different types of symbols on them. So there's a lot of things going into it where one player might need black dice more than green, where I might need green more than I need blue, stuff like that. So it's just everyone gets equipment, they get a weapon, and then you have a stack of cards to evolve. They're called your evolution deck. And you can take 2 when you evolve, through that lament phase. And it's like, well, I can either take one of these and put it down and give me more options or abilities. Some might be passive, some might require a dice to go into the spot, or you can get rid of them and get another dice, which now allows you to take an extra action, and you can take a dice of your choice of the color. So you want to take more actions to be able to fight and move more than what you start with, but you also want to evolve, but then you also want to get corrupted to get more powerful, but then that hurts the team, or it can hurt the team. So, but you're going to have to get up there. The game's that difficult. You're going to have to get there. All of us got to 10. We didn't get to our evolved state. We all got to level 10 on our corruption track. But we're going to get there. I'm going to see I'm going to play in the gunslinger next time. And again, with this game, you're probably going to want to play there's a lot of characters you can play as the hunters. Probably going to need to play them a couple of times to kind of really get the feel of how they play. We had the Death Jester. I think Nick was playing as the Death Jester. And that one seemed to be a massive damage dealer, but it was up to, like, he has his fate deck of cards, and he's got to get certain cards to be able to do it. Otherwise, it's like gambling. He does this gambling maneuver, and if he loses, then he could do nothing on his turn, waste everything and do no damage. But then he could come out and just do like 6 or 7 damage, which in this game is huge. It's a lot. So, because we're normally doing 1 or 2. So, but yeah, getting to know the characters, how they play is another part of it. And it's really fun. It's just super fun. But that's enough for me, Grimcoven, on that. So you're going to hear more about it, I'm sure, from me. Days to come.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. All right, so that's our list for 2025. The year is coming to a close. We've got about another 3 weeks left, a little bit over 3 weeks from when we're recording this.
What's going to happen, Rob, when we've got 3 weeks left at the end of the year? Mm-hmm. I got shipping notices on 2 things coming in. What's going to happen when they come in and we're like, oh man, this needs to be in our top 10?
Yeah,
because I got one coming that I know is probably we probably should have waited. I probably jumped the gun. We should have done this at the end, because my next Awakened Realms is on the way. Should be here Monday. Maybe that's my Puerto Rico special edition.
We can have it a special update, appendix, addendum, honorable mention to, or maybe it'll be in first place. Who knows?
Well,
actually, no, it's 2 games, right? Because
I'm going to get 3 actually.
Oh, and San Juan.
Puerto Rico, yeah, and San Juan's coming with Puerto Rico. And then also today I got a notice that, or yesterday I got a note that the new Flamecraft game shipped. I forgot what that was called. It comes in the little
Flamecraft
Duels. It's probably that's it. Flamecraft Duels. So that's a 1 to 2 player game. So I don't expect that one, even though it'll probably be fun. I don't expect that one to probably hit my top 10, but I know Puerto Rico, the special edition, is definitely going to be up there. But it's a remake, so we'll probably throw it into the honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I don't think I got any shipping stuff, so I'll probably get it in like 5 weeks, like that last one, whatever it was.
Well, you got your Tanglewoods a lot earlier than me, but now we know why. That was because of what I ordered. But
your super cool dice.
And I don't know if it's Puerto Rico that's arriving Monday. It's just like I get a UPS notice from this company, which makes no sense. It just says your package is arriving. I'm like, what is it? I'm assuming it's Puerto Rico because I know they're doing shipping.
That's like a post office move. You're getting a package. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. No thanks. So anyway, so I believe that's it for episode 110. And do you have anything to add before we close it out? Or
Nope. I do not. Oh, hey, but the package is due here Monday is in Hodgkins, Illinois right now.
Oh, I'll go get it.
Yeah, just say, hey, wait, let Rob have it.
Although
It's coming from Rhode Island is where it came from, but
yeah, Hodgkins is like the big UPS hub over here.
Yeah,
in the Chicago
I remember
area.
where it's at.
Yeah,
I used to live close to there.
yeah.
So
You can see them off the highway. That massive ups area. Anyway, so that's it for episode 110. Hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed doing it for you. And we'll catch you all in the next episode 111, which will be out about 2 weeks.
All right. We'll see y'all. Thanks for watching.